When you're short on cash and you need some shelves.
Golly. When you're short on cash and need some shelves. What rhymes with any of that? Call Christy and Tyler and we'll build some shelves. No, dang.
Go get some lumber and do it yourselves.
Oh,
Jeez.
dang, Nab. Welcome back to the Retro Revivals channel. I'm Tyler, this is Christy, and today we've got just a little bit different project than you're used to.
Yeah, this will probably be a shorter video, but we are here in the new and as of yet unimproved Retro Revivals Studios workshop. And normally we'll be working on campers like this old beauty or working on Harvey. This is our 76 Dodge Cruiser RV. But today we'll take you over here. We have got a storage problem, and this is our storage room. We've been looking at prices of different storage options. Even the plastic shelves they sell are quite expensive.
So we're going to show you a budget-friendly way to build some shelves.
Step one, you take your 1992 Blair side Ford pickup and you head off to the home improvement store and pick up about $150 worth of 2x4s and OSB.
It costs money because it saves money.
This is actually enough wood to build 4 shelves that are 8 feet wide and 2 feet deep.
One of the handier things to have is like the box store guy go ahead and cut your wood for you. So this is 1/2-inch OSB, and the trick is to go at a slower time of the day. That way you can be sure to bust it out real quick. That way you don't have to do it when you get home. So Jack and Ella went to stay with their friends tonight. Christy and I went out to eat, and what do? We come up with a plan in crayons to, it's just a list of all the lumber that we needed and a rough draft of how to put this stuff together. We haven't done these shelves before, so we needed to start somewhere.
Yeah, it doesn't look like rocket science. We just saw a picture online. We're like, yeah, we could do that. I feel like the first one, because we've never done it before, will take 46 minutes from now.
46. I'm going to go with 37. Oh, let's see if we can do it.
All right, it is always that I underestimate, so we'll see.
Before we just jumped right into building this thing, we thought it might be helpful for you to see a list of materials and supplies you'll need along the way, with an overview of the general plan that we scratched down over dinner. As far as tools, you don't need anything overly fancy to build these shelves, but you will need a saw. There are a lot of kinds of saws that will work for this project, but a compound miter saw like you see us use is probably the easiest. You'll also need a screwdriver and a tape measure. If you had a speed square, it would come in handy too, but it's not absolutely critical.
For materials, we mentioned the cost would be around $150 to build 4 of these 8-foot shelves, which is actually 32 feet of shelving. That's pretty awesome considering that the cost of one 4-foot shelf is around the same price at the store. This amounts to a savings of over 87% to build it yourself versus buying, and the end product is going to be much more sturdy and you can customize it to the specifications that best suit your space. Anyway, you'll need to buy 13 8-foot 2x4s, 2 sheets of 1/2-inch OSB. We opted for the kind that's not tongue and groove just to give a cleaner edge, and about a pound of 2.5-inch deck screws per shelf.
The plan is to build a sort of a ladder for each end. For each shelf, we'll build a frame that is 8 feet long and 2 feet wide, and then cover that with a 2-foot by 8-foot piece of OSB.
In the event that you actually plan to build one of these things, here's a list of the boards you'll need. Make sure to cut the tall vertical legs first because you'll use the leftover wood for some of the smaller pieces you need later on. Of course, if you decide to make your shelf taller than ours or have more than 3 shelves, you might need to add some additional 2x4s. We're starting off with our two sides are going to basically be like ladders. So I'm cutting the rungs for those ladders, and they are going to be 24 inches a piece. We're using our miter saw, which we bought at Harbor Freight. I think it was $99. So they aren't too expensive to get, and it makes a decent cut. So here we go.
We got our 6 2-foot pieces cut of our cross, we'll call them rungs, to our ladder. Our ceiling height in here is 7 feet. You can adjust your ceiling height.
That doesn't make sense.
Or I mean, adjust your shelving height. Adjust your shelving height by your ceiling height. Anyway, there's no written in stone way to do this. This is what we came up with. Our next cuts here are going to be for our legs. They're going to be 68 inches long. We'll just get started.
For those of you who regularly watch our channel, you'll know this is a little bit different. This might be like a second channel type of video if we had one, but we're still trying to get the first channel going. So if you've been following along, we really appreciate it. And if you haven't and you want to click subscribe, we would really appreciate that too.
Give us a thumbs up. We like to see your guys' comments. We read those and reply back to all of them so far.
You created so much pressure with that deadline. These are our 4 ladder pieces. And so I just marked where our rungs are going to go. So we should be able to screw those in and start the shelves. How are we doing on time?
I don't know. I haven't even looked.
Oh my gosh. 26 minutes has already passed. How does that make you feel?
I can't.
11 minutes.
I know. We got to go. Let's go.
To screw the 2x4s together, we're just going to use deck screws. You could use a nail gun or nails or whatever. Don't use drywall screws. A lot of people like to use drywall screws for things.
I don't think they could be any more perfect.
Wow. So this is going to wind up being the inside of our shelf, and the actual shelf platforms will sit on these to give it some extra support.
It's going to slow me down. Oh, gloves!
We should set a time deadline on all of our projects. I've never seen you work so fast.
Oh,
I love it.
Stop. Got the second ladder all screwed together. Now all we have to do is the front and back sides to the shelves, the cross braces. Yeah.
Regret to inform you that 37 minutes has elapsed.
Oh, you could have worked faster.
I know. We have 9 minutes now to
Now
make
I'm
this
going to
happen.
slow down.
All right, so this is the general structure that we're putting together. We have 9 of these boards that are 21 inches plus the inch and a half, should make 24 total. And we only have 1 support here in the middle. Hopefully that's enough. It should be with all the support on the outside. We're not going to put anything too crazy heavy on here. If we were, we could add more supports. But yeah, we went with the OSB. It's less expensive than plywood and lighter than MDF, but more durable than like a particle board would be. So that's where we are. Okay, sadly, we're at the 53-minute mark already.
Oh,
But this is our last platform, so we should be assembling them soon.
yeah, this has gone pretty quick, really. I mean, it feels like it's gone quicker than time has told us, but
Do you remember the first thing we ever built together?
I think I do remember. It was a shelving unit that, did you draw up the plans for?
I think so.
Wow.
So, I mean, you were early 20s,
Yeah.
had an apartment with several large fish tanks, which is customary, I think, for a 20-something-year-old
Right.
man, boy. Yeah, so we didn't know what we were doing. We went and bought a bunch of wood. We actually bought a circular saw and basically couldn't get it to work right and returned it because it kept like kicking back on us. And Home Depot does not like to return tools that have been used or attempted to be used. So that was fun all the way around.
It was fun.
Surprised you remembered that. The awesome part was all that sawdust on your apartment and on the carpet. Like it is like we've got a nice flat cement floor here. We're just on the carpet of your apartment sawing.
Right.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, I wonder what the neighbors thought.
Oh my gosh. So we've come a long way.
Yeah, well, we stuck with it though, and look where we are now.
All right. So the last platform for the shelf together. Do you want to try to assemble it out here since there's light? We don't actually have lights in our shop yet.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
All right. So we're going to put the other two shelves on once we get it in there just to save some weight, but we're ready to carry it in. I feel like we could call the time as being done right now.
Sure.
We're just over an hour, which for never having built one of these before, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So now we're going to build 3 more of these hopefully tonight, and they won't take an hour each. So hopefully another half hour we're done. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll go ahead and put it in there, and then we'll come back and show you the finished product with all the new shelving in. Ow, ow. Too cold for high fives.
Tomorrow.
Okay, we just finished up. We had to call it quits last night. It just got too cold out here, but so we did about an hour that we filmed yesterday to do the one shelf, and then we made 3 more shelves that somehow took 4 more hours.
To be fair, we went a little bit further than what we needed to. We did some jigsawing so we could butt the shelves up together.
Yeah.
If not, there would have been a little gap. We'll show you what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's definitely a project that's doable in a day. So if you have a Saturday and you can just get out there, you know, go to the store, get your stuff,
Oh, easy.
you could put it together.
And
no
we
problem.
created a lot of storage. Let's take a look. This wall will be finished off eventually, and we will have a door here, but this is what we have for storage now.
Nice.
Yeah, super nice.
So with our original plan, we had just cut it flat here. So we just made it extend a little since we were butting them up against each other. So things wouldn't fall through the crack. But it did add some extra time and planning and things like that.
One thing to keep in mind when doing these shelves, if you decide to go with the OSB, there is a smooth side and more of a textured side to the OSB. We did smooth side up. I don't know if that's, I'm assuming that's part of the manufacturer process. We haven't attached the shelving to each other yet or to the walls, and our thought is with that, if we have to pull the shelves out before we get them loaded up, we'd like to maybe insulate these outside walls of the barn here.
Yeah,
So that's
to be
just
determined since
yeah.
it's just a storage room, but
they are sturdy. I mean, they're not just going to fall over on their own. So no, I don't think there's any danger there. I think it turned out really good.
you like my strings?
Your strings are nice. I like them. They're even.
That's going to do it. We appreciate you all watching. Stay tuned for some upcoming videos where we get back to work on our vintage campers.
All right. Take care, guys. See ya.
Bye.